is going on today, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. I've got two talking points that I want to just brush over today. One of them is something we've talked about a lot recently. One is a little bit more of an issue that we've seen come about more recently through the addition of a few items, buffs to some items. It's becoming a little bit of an issue at this point. Obviously, it's still newer to the game, and things can still change, but I want to talk about that. First thing, though, guys, I ran a tournament this weekend, and as far as I know, not a single player went blink. And I know you're thinking like, oh, it's because, you know, blink just got nerfed. Teams are getting used to it. Players are getting used to it. No, I think it is just that underwhelming currently that you still really can't even test. And this is not even me saying I want combat blink back, because I do. This is me saying this current combat blink does not compete. Or sorry, this current regular blink does not compete. It is not something that you'd ever consider over Beads, Aegis, Shell, or Sunder. It's just not good. It's too specific where it can only be used as an engage tool, and it's on a 210 second cooldown. That is way too high. We're not going to get actual good tests from this and actually know that like combat blink is better or regular blink is better. Because again, I prefer combat blink. If they decide that they don't want combat blink, I mean, I guess sucks, but the issue is just that it's not even a competitive relic with the other relics. It is so bad. I mean, just standing here looking at it, Beads is 150, Blink is 210, Aegis 140, Blink 210, Shell 120, 210, 120. That could go down to 90 if you're using it as PvE. And then you also compare like how good they are. It's just the worst relic. Sunder currently does so much damage. It's really good for farming. You see a lot of Sunder on tank solos and sometimes in support. Shell, very good if you're playing against high, more slow damage comps like 2 or 3 tanks. Maybe even like a pseudo mid laner that's not a tanky god, that's not too tanky. Also like a Hades or something where they don't have like a ton of burst. It's kind of like whittle you down. You'll see sometimes 2-3 shells from backliners, maybe even the support. Aegis, if like Nuwa, Nice, stuff like that, Aegis is still really good. Just in some games also, you kind of need to go Aegis. And then Beads obviously has its niche. There's no niche for Blink. There's just not. I would rather jump in and then Aegis than blink in and then try to get my damage out because I'm just going to get CC'd or just killed. So, unfortunately, it's still an impossible test to run. Blink should actually be probably 120 for it to actually get a good test. If it's 150, you're still buying Beads over it. So it's going to have to go under that. I think 120, maybe even 90 will be the sweet spot because that's like the only spot that will actually be competitive. But I just wanted to touch on that because Blink is kind of like this important relic that kind of the game plays around. So I just wanted to touch on that. The second thing though is, as you can tell by my build slot down here, tank items. And I think we've kind of hit like that breaking point to finding how strong some tank items are. Currently, you'll see a lot of junglers build hybrid and sneak in a couple of these items. And it's not like, oh, these items are doing so much damage or these items are, you know, making gods unkillable. But it is making gods a lot harder to kill with like Pridwin shields. You'll have Anti also reducing basic attack damage. Sometimes you'll see Onis to give you some mitigation. It's just how kind of broken it is to play against a lot of these items. You play against a soul laner with like, you toss an axe here and then you toss an Onis here. Good luck killing him. Good luck killing him and he'll be able to kill your entire team, just like kind of whittling you down. It's because like one, the actives are strong, where Antile is statted too well and the active is too strong for the cost. I don't want to just instantly go to a spot where we have to kill these items, kill the passives, kill the stats. I think we should be a lot more open to having, you know, expensive tank items like Hussar's Wings. I think Hussar's is a tiny bit too expensive right now. I think we kick it down to like 3,500. It would maybe be viable. The worst part about it is that buying into this and then buying into this, you're at 1,700. You need another 2,000 gold to get to Hussar's Wings. But Antile at 2,450 is broken. Pridwin at 2,550 it's just too efficient. Magi's, it's just too efficient because of the like just ignoring the next CC and being crowd control immune for 1.5 seconds is just insane. Nemean at 2,550 is too low. Mystical at 2,500, and it's with their stats. It's not just like, oh, these items are too low. It's a combination of stats, the like how much the passive is worth, and then how much cost it is. And currently I think a lot of tank items are going towards the it's too efficient, and a lot of it is like the more damagey items where Mystical's just too efficient. Nemean's too efficient. Pridwin is also. Magi's is too efficient, but it's not a damaging item. Like, I think Stampede has finally found that niche of being not too stat efficient, not too cheap, and also the passive is not too broken. The passive is the best thing about this, but it is pretty cheap and the stats are just kind of meh. And so, yeah, I mean, I play a lot of frontline gods. I play a lot of backline gods. I play kind of everything when I stream, but currently it is a lot more fun to play, you know, solo lane, even though solo is just not a fun role, I think, on this current map, which is maybe another video I can go into if it interests you guys. Just the map in general, not solo lane. It's just there's just so much strength in these tank items, and I think the most problematic role right now is support, and it's for a couple reasons. One, the items. Two, the starter items are just way too efficient. A lot of the times you'll see supports ahead of their ADCs, ahead of their junglers, sometimes even ahead of their solo laner, if their solo laner is just beating heads in instead of actually going and farming. It's because these items just give you so much gold, and a lot of the times supports aren't holding every last hit for their ADC. They're being pretty inefficient with how they're clearing, so they're taking farm from their ADC, and they're also getting more farm from selflessness. I think if we lowered this down to like 6, maybe even 5 bonus gold, and then also, I just think this item should just see a nerf in general. I think that shield is just a little bit too high. Maybe make it just like a base shield instead of percent of your max health, because when you're getting into like level 13, level 14, and you're sitting at, you know, 3,000 health, that's a pretty hefty shield. That is a pretty hefty shield. A 240 shield is not bad. Granted, it is on a 30-second cooldown, but still, a lot of the times, you're only engaging once every 30 seconds. And that's like kind of at the minimum. A lot of times it's beyond that. But that 8% shield scales really well. A lot of other starters don't scale that well. I mean, Warrior's Axe is scaling not that well. Destol scaling not that well. And that's really it. I think the rest of the items don't even scale at all. Yeah, so it's really just selflessness, Axe, and Destol. And Destol and Axe don't scale that well. Selflessness does scale that well. So I'd almost want to see them nerf the passive of selflessness just a little bit, maybe making it like a max, a flat health shield plus blank per level. So maybe it's 40 plus 5 per level or something like that. And then I also think you should kick the gold down, because I think support is just such a broken role. I'll play support in ranked, and granted, I was an ex-pro, or I'm an ex-pro, and so that's probably my best role, but it feels easy to carry games in support right now as long as your team is not inting across the field. It's a very easy role to play. You play Sobek, you pluck people, you build Mystical Mail, and you'll just kill everyone. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little short yap fest about Blink, about support a little bit, about damaging tank items and tank items in general. I want to know your guys' thoughts also. What do you guys think about the meta currently? And again, I know it is just a beta. I'm just putting my thoughts out there to make the game as fun as possible, because that's what I want. I want the game to be fun. It's not me bashing the game saying don't play it, which a lot of you seem to think. Oh, not a lot of you. A couple of you seem to think. I just want the game to be fun. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think about the changes. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have watched today. I'll see you guys the next time. Peace.